Maze, it is now time for your Business Mind segment. And tonight we have the Jack of all trades. What's the female version of Jack? Okay.
I don't know.
Jack?
Queen.
Jacqueline. Jacqueline. Jack and Jacqueline. So we have the Jacqueline of all trades in the building tonight by the name Claire Angoye. Yes, all right, welcome to Studio Claire. How are you tonight?
I'm very great.
Yeah.
I'm feeling happy to be here with you.
Guys, you don't understand. The amount of belts this babe wears in one day are incredible. Not only is she a financial analyst, she owns like several businesses. Household collections. She's a co-director at a preparatory school. And she also is in the AIRBNB business.
Nice.
Please, those are like five professions in one. Please help us understand. In 24 hours,
show us your ways.
How are you able to balance everything? And at such a young age. Guys, I won't reveal her age because, you know, a lady never reveals her age.
Hizo ni vitu za kitambo. When madem wenye wasemangi age yao ni washamba.
Are you comfortable sharing your age?
Very comfortable.
What are you hiding for?
Very comfortable.
She's 27, all right? And you've been, okay, how long have you been a co-director? How long have you been a financial analyst? How long have you been, you know, managing Airbnbs? And how long have you had a household collections, just business?
Wow. I've been a co-director for more than 5 years, actively.
She just said what? More than 5 years? Meaning
yeah.
even before she was even 22? Okay, proceed.
I've been managing Nafuu house collections for more than 3 years now.
Okay.
AIRBNB for more than 4 years. Yes.
So what is the first thing you started off with, and then how did you get to a point where you're like, you know what, I can do more? So what was the first business venture that you started with, or is it just that you started off as a financial analyst?
Okay, so I will say I started off as a financial analyst, but before then I started working as an auditor at PricewaterhouseCoopers. So I was actively a co-director at the Joysil Preparatory School, but I didn't have my own business venture. And then while I was still at PwC, now I started the Nafuu house collections. This is something that I started when I saw that young working professionals didn't have time to source for quality household goods.
So who triggered you? Like, did someone in your office be like, what? Whether I can't get G-mats for my house, or I can't get duvets, or I can't get all these appliances? And then how were you able to just outsource them and know the right price to sell to people? Because, you know, me, I'm your friend. So now, obviously, as your friend, I would want a discount.
Yeah, for sure.
But now for you, being a business owner, you're like, listen, I have to break even, I have to do all this. So how long did that take you, especially when it came to the households collections?
Okay, great. So I will say what inspired the business is I'm always the to-go-to person in any scenario, be it professional, be it outside work. So most of my friends will ask me at work, do you know where to get something? Do you know where to get this and this? Yeah. So I started doing market research, like where to get these items, especially locally, before I even started importing. Yeah. So once I got to get like a few contacts of reliable suppliers, I was able to get these items at wholesale prices, then add up my markup. You know, in my pricing, I ensure that I'm able to recover the initial cost, add some profit, and also cover delivery costs.
Nice. So when it comes to that, how were you able to apply that also when it came to Airbnbs? Because Airbnb is completely different because this is real estate. Yeah. And you're renting out households.
Yes.
More than one. Because you have a business under it. It's called
Magnifique.
Yeah, Magnifique households, right?
Yes.
Yes. So now, knowing that you've gone into this venture with your sister as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, first of all, that's you having your sister on the side. How are you able to separate business with, you know, your own personal, you know,
money, finances?
Yeah, money, finances, and then now go into Airbnb knowing that, okay, this person might want to come and stay at my house for 2 days. For me to break even, I need someone to stay at my house for at least a month.
Yeah.
So how are you guys able to even just market yourselves and then now get to the point where you can comfortably say that, yeah, this is a successful business?
Okay. So I will say that my experience running the household business at Nafuu House Collections taught me a lot about marketing and also customer service. So these transferable skills, I was able to go with them to Magnifique Airbnbs. And for Airbnb, the most important thing is pricing and also ensuring that you at least have 3/4 occupancy in a month. In fact, for some Airbnbs, you can be able to recover the rent in just 15 days or 10 days.
Wow.
So if you ensure that the first 10 days of the month you're fully booked, that's already rent for that Airbnb covered.
But how many Airbnbs should that be? Should it just be one household? Just one?
Yes, one is enough.
Okay.
For that particular, for you to be able to recover rent for each Airbnb you have, you need at least 10 days for each fully occupied.
What?
Yeah, because in Airbnb business, you treat each unit as separate. And in fact, it's even more prudent to have each account for each unit.
True.
So that you don't mix the expenses, you don't mix the revenue flow. Because sometimes you can find that one Airbnb is fully booked and the other one is not. And you might be tempted to touch money for this other one. So you need to find a way of ensuring that you have at least 3/4 occupancy, and then ensuring that at least the kind of clients you're bringing on board are just not one-day clients. Normally for me, I work with relatively long-term clients. That's my strategy, either for 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months.
So when it comes to that, how are you able to figure out what price you're willing to charge all these people that are going to come and use your Airbnb? Because I know I've gone to places where like one apartment, and this will be in the same building. Let's say one is like 2.5. A floor higher or lower, they'll change it to 5 Gs. And the setup is exactly the same. The amenities are exactly the same. So why would someone expect me to go for the 5 Gs one instead of the one that's cheap and it offers the exact same things?
I would say in the Airbnb business, pricing is key. And your pricing is dependent on you as an Airbnb host and also the kind of service that you provide to your clientele. And I would say that's the beauty of Airbnb business, because you can be so many, but at different rates. So for me, my rates depend on my projections for the month. So depending on the unit, you'll find that someone estimates, I want to make at least 150,000 gross revenue per month. And there's someone else who will say, I'm just okay with 100,000 per month. So obviously these two people will charge different rates to be able to achieve their financial goals at the end of the month. So the pricing really is, if it's the same amenities, same location, and the prices are different, it's more of the end goal for the owner, for the Airbnb host. What's their end financial goal? So,
okay, now when it comes to all across the board, how are you able to balance your finances? Because as we said off air, you used to just put everything into one account, right? And that would sometimes mess you up kidogo.
A lot.
So how have you been able to just separate all your accounts and be like, you know what, this is what my business needs to make by this point, as you've set your goals, and then ensure that this money that you're touching on the side isn't something that you'll dip into now your business side.
Great. So I will say first, after going through that trouble of mixing up finances, and at the end of the month you're looking at your account, you're like, I have so many transactions but I don't have money, because you find you're putting money in different places and you're not really tracking it. So one thing that I resolved is to have first an expenses tracker. Like I track all my expenses for different units and different businesses. And then like for my household business, Nafuu House Collections, I have a separate till number. So any payment that a customer from Nafuu House Collections pays me
goes directly
to the till. That's for the Nafuu House Collections. Then we have now the Airbnbs, each unit with its own different account. So it's just a matter of like opening different accounts and instructing the bank, this is where the money is going to, this is where the money is going to, and doing the links.
So question, Airbnbs, but we're still on Airbnbs. 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, which ones go first?
From experience, I would honestly say 1 bedroom. The reason why I'm saying 1 bedroom is because I can have a 1 bedroom and still charge it at the rate of a 2 bedroom. So why spend more rent on a 2 bedroom when I can easily get a good 1 bedroom, a superior one, and charge the amount for the 2 bedroom? And you'll find that most guests, especially the young travelers, the young working professionals, they just want a 1 bedroom. Yeah. 2 bedrooms are ideal for people who are going to stay for a long-term stay, let's say like 2 months, 3 months. Same applies to 3 bedroom. And you see the rate of getting guests for 2 bedroom and 3 bedroom is harder than for a 1 bedroom. So you're safer off, especially if you're a beginner, you're safer off beginning with a 1 bedroom and then maybe advancing later on to a 2 bedroom.
But furnished lazima iko on point, fully furnished yani.
Yes, you have to
everything on A1 yani.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for you, do you purchase fully furnished apartments or households, or do you decorate them yourselves?
So for me, luckily I do everything for myself. I'm my interior designer, I'm the marketer, I'm the everything.
Oh, nataka kulia kila mahali.
Wait.
See, I have a household business, so why will I buy households from somewhere else?
It's true.
Where's your first love, lakini? AIRBNBs, nini?
So my first love is in the household business.
Of course.
And I'll say this because it's very easy to make profits from household business.
Yeah.
And even it's easy to recoup your initial investment. So for instance, there's a time I imported around 50 carpets from China.
Hey.
And when they arrived, like when the consignment was cleared, it just took me 2 weeks.
To sell everything?
Not to sell everything. 2 weeks to make at least 150,000. And I remember the first time I posted on social media, there's even a lady who was like, I want those 2 carpets. Deliver them right now. So you'll find that in a week already, I sell like around 7 carpets. That's a lot, yeah? And when you consider that, especially for something like carpets, the landing price, and then you consider the selling price, you are able to recoup your initial investment real quick.
Okay, what would you say are some challenges you faced all across the board? Now, if we go back to Airbnb, and as I was telling you, Maze, kim tunatoka Airbnb tumeacha kila kitu. Like, dishes aren't done. This has been broken. Because, you know, guys mainly get Airbnbs nowadays to just have sherehe. They want a different place to go and have fun. So, have you ever come across a situation where someone you were fed up? You're like, you know what? I can't keep doing this, and now I have to become a lot more strict.
Wow. Sijui hata nianze wapi. It's really hectic, guys, especially when you have like rowdy clients.
Yeah.
I get a lot of that at times, but with time they have reduced.
Yeah.
So I remember the first unit, it was fairly new. It hadn't like stayed even like for 2 months. And then I got these guys who came partied, drunk. Even them checking out was a problem. You know, my cleaning assistant is trying to call them, you know, tell them, you guys, it was time to check out. We have another guest. In fact, I had like a long-term 1 month guest checking in that day. It's 2 p.m. These guys haven't checked out. My cleaning assistant doesn't know what is going on. I'm getting worried because this other guest is supposed to come in at 5.
Yeah.
To turn over an Airbnb into a completely fresh environment, you need like at least 3 hours. So I went personally to the Airbnb and I was like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. Broken items everywhere, broken microwave. Someone has microwaved eggs in the microwave, booze all over. It was crazy. The carpet is dirty. Others have like, you know, dirtified the place and it's just
a mess.
A mess, complete mess. I almost felt like crying. Normally I don't do cleanup, but that day I had to do cleanup because my cleaning assistant couldn't do that on her own. And we had to ensure the house is ready by 5. And you know, there's all this smell in the house and you're trying to like, oh my God, I'm just going to get a bad review on Airbnb. So in fact, I didn't even focus on harassing those guests. I just told them, guys, just leave. I'll follow up with you later because now I was just focused on the next guest. But after that incident, I became more strict with my house rules. Like if you break something, you pay for it.
So would you say Airbnb has been the hardest business venture for you to manage?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It needs like active management, you know, as much as there's someone helping me, you know, with cleaning and checking in of guests, sometimes I have to pop in and see, is the standard of cleanliness the same? Is something spoiled somewhere and I have no idea? And then, you know, this is a business that you are interacting directly with the guests. So you can't be like a passive host.
Yes.
Guests can call you anytime at night. Like yesterday, someone called me, there's no light in the house. And I'm like, I'm so sure I paid for tokens. Like, I'm so sure. So I had to call like the security and tell them, you guys, could you please check out some stuff if there's a problem? And apparently there was a problem on the back end. Yeah, it wasn't even a tokens issue.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you really have to be on your P's and Q's when it comes to this kind of business. So before you leave, I want you to give advice to everyone that looks up to you right now, because me seeing you being able to balance all these things at once makes me want to just be like, you know what, I can definitely make more money. But what kind of discipline, what kind of grounding do you have that you are so willing to share with everybody else, so we can know once we decide to venture into businesses, like more businesses like you, that we don't have to fumble and, you know, do all that?
For me, I will say, if anyone wants to start multiple business, the first thing is start one by one.
Okay.
Don't start everything
all at once.
All at once, yeah. So start one business, do your research. In fact, I do offer like business advisory services for people who want to start up their business. Especially like for Airbnb, I have my own Airbnb masterclass training that I do train people. I do train clients in the diaspora who have, you know, vacant homes in Burunda, Gigiri, and they don't know what to do with them. I was so surprised that people have homes which have been vacant for over 15 years in Nairobi, in a prime area.
Wow.
How? So when I started my program, people started contacting me, you know, someone from Germany, someone from Dubai, someone is telling me, I have a home in Diani, it has been so vacant for over 8 years, what do I do with it, So I started this class just like to guide them. I'm also like actively involved. But for people looking to start multiple ventures, start doing your research.
No.
Never start a business without understanding the market dynamics. First, understand your target market, understand your target location. Who are you going to be addressing? For instance, you can't start I want Airbnb in Githurai. You go charge people at 6,000. Honestly, who will pay? You only pay Kilimani, Riverside, you know. So you have to be considerate of what you're doing. And then you also have to prepare yourself financially and be a little bit of a minimalist, Most people think, okay, business owners have a lot of money and whatnot. For me, I will say that is a lie. So for instance, despite having all these businesses, despite having a lucrative career, I've never owned a car. I've never even bought one. Most of my peers are like, Claire, why don't you have a car? You know, you work in a good company, you have businesses going on. But you see, for me, that is a liability because I'm looking at, oh my God, that's 1 million, that's 2 million. I will have put it in some business somewhere.
Something else,
Wow. And business, it's hard, Sometimes you have cash flow issues. So just ensure that your finances are in order. Save. Every amount you receive, at least try and save even like 20% or 10%. Ensure you have it somewhere to serve as an emergency kitty. In case of any emergencies, you can be able to go back to that money and do something with it. So like for instance, this other day I had a shower cubicle break in one of the Airbnbs and I was like, oh my God, I need to replace that thing.
And so if you had bought a car, you wouldn't have been able to.
So it's all about just knowing your priorities. Know your priorities, know where you want to serve in terms of the marketplace, because you can't also serve everyone. I usually tell people, if you're a business owner, not every customer is for you. So you really need to know your target clientele and establish your systems of operations, because burning out is real. Sometimes I burn out, sometimes I wake up, I don't even want to look at my phone, I don't want to look at social media, I'm so lazy in marketing, I just want to rest, So if you have good operational systems, you can be able to take care of yourself as an entrepreneur as well.
Wow, guys, I feel like that. She has dropped so many gems in less than 5 minutes, but if you have her strategy down pat, then you're good. But if you don't, okay, give us your social media handles so we know where to reach you.
And your contacts.
And your contacts right directly into your camera.
Okay, great. You can reach me at Nafuu House Collections for my household business. You can also reach me at Magnifique Apartments 254 on both Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Nice. And your email probably if anyone wants to get consulted by you.
Great. If you want to consult me on anything, you can reach me at claireangoye17@gmail.com.
Nice, guys. But Claire, thank you so much for coming to the studio. I'm pretty sure we're going to have you back again because I really want us to dig deeper into how every business somehow is aligning, you know, this affects this and this affects this. We'll have that conversation next time, but we're about to take a quick break. Thank you again, Claire, so much for gracing us.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys, stay tuned.